Good morning, good morning. It's actually a decent morning time. It's 11:33. Hey, how you doing? My name is Graham Day. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads. We are live on Twitch, as we are each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish. 10 a.m. ish. It's 1 hour and 33 minutes past the ish, but it's fine. 10 a.m. ish. We do go live each and every single weekday on Twitch with the UK's #1 video game podcast, even if we do say so ourselves. Welcome back to The Scoop, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just do some scrolling on my second monitor. Ooh, there you go. What is The Scoop, I hear you cry? Well, The Scoop is the UK's #1 video game podcast. We go live on Twitch, bringing you the biggest, the best, and the breaking stories from the world of video games. Not only do we bring you the stories, but we give you and today it's just my thoughts and impressions on those stories. Not only that, we want your thoughts and impressions on those stories, and then we want your thoughts and impressions on our thoughts and impressions, because that's kind of how this works. We do go live on Twitch each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. ish, but then that live stream gets turned into a podcast, a video that goes live on YouTube, and an audio podcast that goes live on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Mental block for a split second then, but we brought it back. It's fine. It's okay. So if you are in the chat, please do feel free to use your voice. It's important that you do, because this show does not work without you guys. Well, it does. It's just not as good. It's just not as good. You make it better. You make me my best version of myself. Anyway, before we jump into all of those discussions, before we see how you guys are doing in the chats, let me just give you a reminder. This is the penultimate time that I can give you this reminder for this month. The loot drop takes place on Monday. And if you don't know what that is, well, basically every Twitch channel allows you to subscribe to them, which is nice. You can support your favorite creators. It's just wonderful. It's wonderful. Speaking of that, as that happens, Mr. Next Gen Base dropping the 3-month Prime. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Some type of !3D in the chat. Let's do it. Before I acknowledge that fully, I will finish with a mention. If you want to be a sub, just like Next Gen Base is, then we appreciate the support. But as well as that, we give you a little bit of something back. See this? On the door behind me, if you're watching the video versions, if you're listening on demand, I'll tell you what it is. It's the Ice Cream Uploads esports jersey. One person will win one of those on Monday. And as that happens, my Slack is kicking into life. So let me kick it out of life so we don't get those notifications all the way through the stream. It's gone. So yeah, one person will bag themselves a prize on Monday. The loot drop draw is taking place on Monday. So if you're a subscriber to us on Twitch and you're in our Discord, and you've got your accounts linked, there's 3 steps to it. Be a sub, be in the Discord, make sure your Twitch and Discord accounts are linked. Once you've done that, you can, whenever you sub and we do a loot drop, you will be in the draw. That's all you need to know. So anyone that is a sub and is in the loot drop will be in with a chance of bagging themselves some merch. This merch, not that specific one, because that's my personalised merch, but you can get your own personalised esports jersey next week. Bloody beautiful. Bloody beautiful. Jumping into the chat, we have Mr. Next Gen Base saying, morning. Wait, I've lost my scoops. Let me rectify. There we go. Drops it. Pow. And then he says, master of timing, me. You goddamn right. Thank you very much. Do you know what? I'll give you a trophy for that. How about a little PlayStation trophy, which is actually pretty good, because not only do we have all of the PlayStation trophies, you want to bag yourself some PlayStation trophies? Well, you can do it. Oh, actually, my green screen's still on. Look at that. Okay, let me turn off my green screen function, because we'll be losing some stuff. I was in the pub yesterday when I was playing PUBG. When I say the pub, I don't mean the actual physical pub. I mean the digital pub that we have on stream. So we should have green screen stuff gone now. There we go. Back to normal colours. Yeah, there you go. So if you want to bag yourself some PlayStation trophies, then play games. And if you don't have the time to play games, well, you can buy trophies just by typing !3D in the chat. You get the link, which Next Gen Base has done. And there you go. You get yourself some 3D printed goodies. And if you're not a PlayStation player, which is fine, get yourself some Xbox stuff too. Yeah. Hashtag ad. That wasn't an ad. That was just hashtag gifted. We were gifted those and we appreciate them, so we shout about them. Nice. Gagad says, good morning to Fifth, which means thank Frida, I fidget. Thank fuck it's Friday, you goddamn right. Thank fuck it's Friday. Baby says pub. Of the digital variety. Although we do have, I say the digital variety, we do have I don't know where it is. Oh, it's all the way at the back of the fridge. Okay, I'll leave it. I'll leave it. I was going to open up the fridge because we've got actual beer in there. I think there's like a couple of bottle of Becks in there. But then there is a Sniper Ghost Warrior contract bottle of beer in there as well. Because why not? Because why not? But yes, we do have a lot to talk about. So the reason I mentioned the PlayStation trophies there is because the biggest story of the day is the fact that we've had Gamescom opening night live. We had the Xbox Gamescom showcase last week. We've had nothing from PlayStation. We've made no mistake about that. PlayStation have been quiet. There has been a lack of information. Well, that could now potentially change as PlayStation are to broadcast their big showcase event next week, which gives us, quote, a look into the future of PS5. Ooh, big showcase, big. The use of the word big. Okay, that could be pretty exciting. But that's not it. That's not it. That's the lead story we will run with first. There we go, we can talk. Following that, we'll jump into the fact that there is another showcase this month. THQ Nordic has announced a 10th anniversary showcase later this month. That is not something to take lightly. THQ Nordic is a massive powerhouse. They've pretty much been buying up the games industry for the last 5 years or so. So the fact that they're having a big showcase, I believe, is their first. I could be wrong. They could have done showcases in the last 10 years that I've not taken on board. I doubt it will have been this big, though. This one is being led up by Jeff Keighley himself. I know he's on another conference, but still, he's a big deal. He's a big deal. So THQ Nordic has a conference. So PlayStation conference, THQ Nordic conference. After we've been through that news, we'll jump into news that Horizon Forbidden West, the collectors and the digital deluxe editions have been detailed. There's a little bit of controversy with that. Shout out to Jordan as well, aka Enix, who did drop a link into the Scoop Discord yesterday through to the PlayStation blog. We haven't used that link. We've gone into the VG 24/7 news article for that one. Just because obviously PlayStation blog gives you usually the details, but not opinion. There's not too much opinion, I believe, in this article, but we like to have some opinions formed around it. And then finally, if you're interested in FIFA 22, the last-minute celebrations have been leaked, so we will go through some FIFA news at the end of the show as well. It's not the biggest news, but it's FIFA news nonetheless. If you're interested in football games, we will have some before the day is out. Jumping back into the chat, Next Gen Base says, might be moving into a new area of product shortly. Okay, let's click this. Let's check this out. Okay, this is pretty cool already. This is pretty cool already. So if you don't know, I've mentioned it already. Exclamation mark 3D in the chat gives you a link where you can get these cool 3D printed PlayStation trophies. That is the PlayStation Platinum Trophy. Only the second Platinum Trophy I've ever had. So Ben at Next Gen Base 3D prints those, but he's now moving into a new area. Let's check this out. Let's find my Chrome source and put it on. Nice. So, had a brief poke around Etsy earlier and saw that 112 Doll's House accessories go for a small fortune. Think I might join in the craze. Yeah! Do you want yourself an Xbox Series X, smaller than a 50 pence piece? What about a PS5 that's like 6 times the size of a 50 pence piece, because that's the PS5, its actual ratio. Nice. Well, if you want someone to see what that looks like in person on their Stream Desk, not Stream Deck, or not Steam Deck, Stream Desk, then feel free to hashtag gifted us again. I will take some of those off your hands. Vern, thank you very much for the host this morning. Good morning. How the devil are you, sir? How the devil are you? Thank you very much, dude. How's things? If anyone else has a spare host dropping around, feel free to throw it at us. We'll take all of your hosts. We don't mind. We don't mind that at all. Anyone that doesn't want a host, that's fine too. Anyone that just wants to lurk in the chat, we appreciate any of that. I am going to mention this because I did add a command yesterday. We don't like to be sales heavy. We don't want to force anyone to sub to our channel. But some of you guys do. So if you are going to sub, just a reminder that you do get 20% off this month. So if you're going to sub anyway, you'll save 20%. Nice, September. But remember, though, if you are going to sub for multiple months, which you do not have to do, but if you wanted to sub for multiple months, think about doing it now in one go. Not because we get all your money now, but because you save 20% on each one of those subs. So if you're going to subscribe for 6 months, I think you can do it up to 6. I don't actually know what the limit is. But say if you're going to sub for 6 months, you can save 20% over those whole 6 months if you do it in bulk. I believe that works. So if you're going to sub, not just here, any channel, if you're going to sub to Vern's channel, think about doing it for a longer period of time because you save the money whilst Vern still gets his full payout. So you continue to support your creator, but you get to save some money for yourself in the process, which is nice. September, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. But anyway, enough of that. Always on the black. I'm always on the black. Give me some free PS5 consoles. Yeah, Xbox Series X minis. Yeah, baby. But yes, let's jump into the news. We start talking about PlayStation. I have the PlayStation hoodie on in celebration. So let's actually start having some conversations around that. That was me just filling voice pauses whilst I found the window. But we've got it. Let's go. Tom Phillips at Eurogamer has the lead story of the day saying PlayStation to broadcast big showcase event next week. A look into the future of PS5. Sony has announced Sony has announced PlayStation Showcase. Put my teeth back in again. A live stream event set to quote look into the future of PS5. You'll be able to tune in next Thursday, 9th of September at 9 p.m. UK time. That's 4 p.m. Eastern or 1 p.m. Pacific for around 40 minutes of announcements. Expect news from PlayStation Studios as well as some of the industry's most imaginative developers on games releasing this year and beyond. Sounds promising. So what do we expect? Well, we'll find out. We find out last. That should be found. We found out last week that Horizon Forbidden West is coming in February 2022, and now that announcement sounds like it was getting the bad news out of the way first before we're treated with seeing more. See that? That's how you do it. You throw the shit stuff out, and then you do the good stuff afterwards. Nice. Beyond that, we're hoping for a proper look at the untitled God of War sequel. Is it untitled? Is it not God of War Ragnarok? Or was that just something that was shown? Okay, I'm trying to think now. I just thought it was God of War Ragnarok. I thought that was the name of it. Was that not confirmed? Clearly not. Anyway, I'll start that paragraph again, or line again. Beyond that, we're hoping for a proper look at the untitled God of War sequel and Gran Turismo 7, both of which are also expected sometime next year. One thing we definitely won't see there next week, PlayStation has said, is the new PlayStation VR. Sony previously said it remained committed to the technology and is working on a next-gen PlayStation VR headset for PS5, but it's not due this year, so now is apparently too early to reveal more. Join us next week for the announcements as they happen, which is exactly a sentence that I'm going to throw in. Join us next week for the announcements as they happen. 9 p.m. British summertime, we can confirm from the asset in this tweet here. Hey, I flicked on the screen and I've gone again, and I'm back and I'm gone. PS5 PlayStation Showcase. Join us Thursday, September 9th, 2021, 9 p.m. BST. At PlayStation.com/showcase. I assume that will be something we can do a Twitch watch along for. If that is the case, we will do a big watch along for the big showcase. If that is the case, nice. All good, pal. Working and lurking. Appreciate you. You'll be drinking those beers in the fridge. It feels like it. I'm actually a bit dry mouthed, so I've got like some Vasa. Cheers. But it's kind of warm in these rhinos. Yesterday was pretty chilled in this room yesterday, which is why we got the green screen out and jumped back into the pub for Pub with G. Today, completely different. It's fucking hot. And I'm wearing a hoodie, which, there's that as well. It said Ragnarok is coming, but no official title. Touche. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, I did think at the time, God of War Ragnarok, when you've very recently had Thor Ragnarok, for a lot of people, they won't understand that Ragnarok is a thing in Norse mythology. It is Norse, right? It is, right? I'm just trying to sound clever. I don't actually know. But I think it is. But Ragnarok, is it like the end of world or something? Oh, I can't remember what it is. Or maybe I'm just mixing that bit up with Thor. Anyway, it's definitely a part of mythology. But for a lot of people, like me, that they've not. It wasn't my first introduction to Ragnarok, but it was my most hands-on or legitimate interaction with anything Ragnarok related in Thor Ragnarok, the film, part of the MCU. So I was thinking to call it God of War Ragnarok so close to Thor Ragnarok, kind of confusing. So that does make sense if they aren't having Ragnarok in the title. But then again, it's big enough. It's not just owned by the MCU. So if they did stick with that, then that also kind of makes sense. But yes, let me just click on the article within this. I haven't actually clicked through to this, so I'm going to do this off screen just so that I'm not promising you things that aren't there. You can watch live on YouTube and Twitch. There you go. See you next Thursday. Okay, next Thursday, 9 p.m. Myself and Bibby, guaranteed. I mean, it always says it in the chat. We will. There you go. Okay, we will be doing a live watch along for this. We did the Xbox conference. We did opening night live. We will be bringing you the PlayStation big showcase as well. I expect a lot of good content coming from that, because not only do we have God of War potentially, and Horizon potentially, and Gran Turismo potentially, but there's got to be some good announcements, not only from first-party games, but third-party too. Because PlayStation, I know PlayStation tend to do work in spells. Like, they had tons of games at once and then said, okay, we're pulling out from E3 and all the rest because we don't have any major announcements. They tend to work in batches, whether that's by design or just by coincidence. They tend to have things coming out in bursts. So we've had the same kind of bursts for a while, the Horizons, the God of Wars, and so on, the Gran Turismos. Surely we should be getting some new stuff. And if it's not from PlayStation, there's some good third-party sort of announcements. There was a good one. Where was it? Who was it? It was Andy Platonic. So VGC, Andy Platonic. There we go. He got people talking yesterday with one of his tweets. I saw it and I was like, okay. I don't know if I can find it. So this is interesting. Am I reading too much into it? Possibly. But Andy tweeted that a new PlayStation Showcase event will stream next week. Andy is one of the journalists at VGC, so if you don't know who he is, that's who he is. Anyway, he says a new event will stream next week, and then an hour later tweeted saying, I've been told there are some super announcements in this. 441 retweets on that. 2.6 thousand likes. That's his second tweet. His first one only had 3 retweets and 25 likes. What is the significance? Is the word super significant? I saw all sorts of people looking in. I can't see them now. There's many, many more comments, but like, are we looking at superheroes? Are we looking at Superman? Could it be a bit of? I don't know. But yeah. So it could be anything. We could get some Gran Turismo confirmed. Exactly. There could be some huge first party announcements. There could also be some huge third party announcements. Bit of both. Who knows? Either way, whatever it is, we will keep you confirmed. Mr. T is dropping into the chat with the eyes emoji. What do you know? Tell us all your secrets. Tell us all of your secrets. Bibby says Skyrim 4K. Bibby's already bought it, even though it's not been released or announced. Bibby's bought it. All of the Skyrims. I'll have 3, please. Nice. So yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. The Order 1886 sequel. So someone says The Order 1887. Touche. I see what you did there. Yeah, we'll stick. I was going to stick with PlayStation and jump to the Horizon Forbidden West news, but that's about a specific thing, so I will leave that now. We will put a pin in the PlayStation Showcase for now, though, and we'll keep rolling with the news. So PlayStation Showcase comes next week. We could see anything in that. It doesn't necessarily have to be the single-player big first-party titles. We could have some... what was it called? Guardians of the Galaxy from 2K. Not 2K. Square. We could have Midnight Suns from 2K. We could have some sports games in there. Are we going to see some exclusive FIFA content? Maybe. People keep mentioning Gran Theft Auto, should I say, because Grand Theft Auto is coming out for the PS5. Is it like a month or 3 months exclusive before it hits the Xbox Series X or something? Wouldn't be surprised if we see some GTA stuff in there. So expect some big announcements in that show. I mean, it could be a bit flat, but I think it's got to be big. It's been months since we've heard anything from PlayStation. You don't just go, we're back, without having something to announce your re-arrival, right? In the year 2030, Skyrim releases its anniversary edition. This is now the 16th version, and Bibby has bought them all. Touche. Never a true word spoken. Anyway, let's jump into the next bit of news. This one at VGC, although not written by Andy Robinson. This one is written by Chris Scullion, and it says, a THQ Nordic showcase later this month will see legendary franchises returning. The publisher will celebrate its 10th anniversary with 6 new game announcements. 6 new games. So 8 days, I think it is. Afterwards, September 17th. So 8 days. Whew, okay, let me jump through. THQ Nordic has announced a 10th anniversary showcase later this month. The event will be the first ever digital showcase hosted by the publisher. I was right, it's the first ever. Nice. And will be streamed on September the 17th at 12 p.m. PDT, or for us, 8 p.m. BST on YouTube, Twitch, and Steam. The show will be hosted by the Game Awards executive producer Jeff Keighley and will include 6 new game announcements. According to a press release by THQ Nordic, these 6 announcements, quote, will take you on a journey through time and space. They will also include, quote, the return of legendary franchises, including some for which fans have been waiting decades to get their hands on a new installment, as well as sequels to beloved games. THQ Nordic was formed in Vienna in 2011 as Nordic Games until it acquired all the leftover properties from the bankruptcy auctions of THQ in 2013, followed by the THQ trademark itself in 2014. The company was then renamed to THQ Nordic in 2016. It currently owns 19 development studios, including Bugbear Entertainment, which made Wreckfest, Black Forest Games, which made the Destroy All Humans remake, Gunfire Games, Darksiders 3, and Rainbow Studios' MX vs. ATV. THQ hired Timesplitters co-director Steve Ellis in 2019 to work on a new Timesplitters game, claiming he will, quote, help plot the future course for this franchise. However, earlier today, the studio's official Twitter account told a follower that one of the announcements wouldn't be Timesplitters because it's not our IP. Last year, THQ Nordic claimed that an in-game item put in its latest release referencing Timesplitters 2 remake was a joke. So, hot off the heels of the PlayStation showcase, THQ Nordic will have their first ever showcase with 6 new game announcements. Let's get that on the screen. THQ Nordic showcase. Thoughts? What do you think? Don't THQ have the right to time splitters? Yes, I see they do. Don't. I mean, perhaps I thought they did. They have something to do with time splitters, but I don't know. Either way, fucking. Whew. 6 new announcements. Glad to see you're enjoying Wasteland. What type of character are you going for? Melee is fun, but brutal. We're not here to have conversations. We're here to have discussions. It's all right. Calm down. Carry on. So, I mean, THQ Nordic is a company that was essentially born out of THQ. Koch Media. Most of their titles were born out of THQ stuff. So hopefully this is better than the Koch Media conference. The fact that Jeff Keighley is involved means that it's pretty much guaranteed to be better, right? If he's going to be the host, he's not going to stand by and go, well, this is a shit show. I know I'm not here for script writing, but fuck, damn. So it kind of has to be better than it kind of was for Koch Media. THQ surely have to be nailing this. I do have another issue, once again. Sorry for deviating from PUBG, food, and sweat, hairy men, Hispanics, G. How dare you? You know the roster. We have those 3 things. That's it. Nice. So I do have an issue with Jeff Keighley being involved. I said this about opening night live. I can jump in, mate, if you still need someone. Yes. I didn't actually think anyone. I was meaning just jump into the chat, but if you want to jump into the actual call, Itani, yes, please. Are you on Discord, or do you just mean in the conversation? But yeah, I mean, I could jump into the split screen and loop you in where I'd usually have Bibby. Did I hear correctly? Jeff Keighley hosting another event. Whatever is better. Okay, well, do I have you on Discord? I've spoken to you before. What was that? Oh no, that was regarding OBS stuff a million moons ago. Keep that seat warm. Keep that seat warm for Bibby. Yeah. Okay. Surprise guest host. A wild Itani has appeared. I mean, that's our Discord. If you want to jump in there, if not, if you want to just do a direct video call. I mean, are you on cam or off cam? Do you want audio or do you want video? Either works. I mean, I can just have you as a voice from the angels and from the heavens if you just want to jump in this bit. If you want to jump in on video, then I can do that too. But yeah, Jeff Keighley. The fact that Jeff Keighley is in. Let me see. Actually, rolling down. Sweet. Well, if you want audio only, we can jump into the live streaming voice channel. You can jump in stream queue and I can drag you in. Or if you want video, I can add you. So you jump in one of the voice channels and I can add you from there and we can jump in with the video. But nice. Surprise appearance. There's Itani. Good morning. Hey, how's things? Everything seems good. Yeah, I mean, we're all set up for Discord. Usually, I would do this conversation with Bibby. So we'd jump into a split screen. I'd have Bibby on screen. No audio from Itani. Okay, well, I said it's good, and now everyone says it's not. So let me check. Okay. Voice chat is off, and there we go. You should be good now.
All right, everyone can hear me, yeah?
Yeah. Can you hear him? Anyone in the chat? Do we need to boost him up, or his level's good as well, by the way? Hey, there we go. Okay, we do have audio. So what made you want to jump into the conversation? Which bit did you want to speak about?
I'm always willing to help people, so...
Hey. I like it. We tend to have to kind of like prize people, like push people into getting involved. So yeah, it's nice to have someone just jump in.
To be honest, I've always enjoyed doing stuff like this, so don't need much pushing, so...
Okay, well, the story that we're talking about at the moment is the fact that THQ Nordic are doing their first showcase. Do you know, actually, it might be... I mean, I can... Let me see. Just send you a message. Do you know, actually, I'll video call you. That way, I mean, if you've got your camera and everything set up, we can jump into the split screen that we usually have.
Yeah, sure, I don't mind.
Sweet.
Ooh, you got another camera angle.
Yeah, most people. That's not for the stream. That's just what you see, because obviously my main cam is fed out into the stream. But
the butt angle.
Yeah, back of my head. It's usually the bald spot cam. Although, is your cam on?
Yeah, it is.
I'm getting a Mickey Mouse image.
Let me see.
You can all hear him. Nice. Jack, good morning, Jack.
Let me test my video in Discord real quick.
I will keep chatting then.
It comes on, like when I test in the video settings of Discord.
It's bizarre. Okay, let me. So I've. Okay, have you jumped in? No, you're in this call. Yeah, I was gonna say I thought you were still in the audio call. This is bizarre. See, I'm I'm not getting it. I'm just getting. So if I jump in to the split screen on Twitch, you'll be able to see.
Let
So,
me try doing it to you. See if that works.
okay, let's
Like
go.
video calling you.
Yeah, let's try that. Hey, there we
Do you
go.
see me?
Yeah, got you on screen.
There we
Nice.
go, mate.
So everyone, this is
I'm guessing
Itani.
you were probably just doing it wrong then.
Maybe, no comments. We'll just move ahead. We'll just move ahead. So everyone, this is Itani. It says Bibby's home on screen, but that's it's just gonna have to remain like that because I've got no time to change the asset. But do you want to give us a quick intro, Itani?
Itani, I play a lot of games, mainly FIFA for work, but as you know, FIFA is not the best time to play right now until the end of the month. But I do play a variety of games, and that's why I'm willing to jump in and discuss whatever we're discussing, basically.
Yeah, nice. So what the topic we were on with at that point in time, I don't know if you caught it before. So we started off speaking about the fact that there's a big PlayStation showcase coming next week, and then not the week after, but a little bit after that, the week after. Oh, it is actually, no, it's the week after, just looking at my calendar. So next week we have the PlayStation showcase. The week after that, we have a THQ Nordic showcase where they're going to be bringing 6 games to the table. Happy to jump back if you want to talk PlayStation, but what are your thoughts on those so far?
On PlayStation, I'm expecting Ragnarok, at least because it's been very silent and it got delayed. But I'm going to be honest, every event that is to do with gaming has been so underwhelming for the past year. Like, Xbox kind of needs to learn to skip some events after what I witnessed, for what happened. Was it the summer event for Gamescom, right?
Yeah, last week, was it last week? I can't remember. I've had a week off, so all my time's kind of
Yeah.
disappeared.
I'm expecting some big stuff with this PlayStation because they didn't mention anything. Usually they try and keep hype levels like down because they'll be like, "Oh, this is going to be just indies or this is just going to be this." But for this one, they never told us anything of what's going to be showcased. But they usually do. So, what do you think?
No, I agree. I mean, I didn't mind the opening night live showcase last week. I thought that was pretty good because I went into that expecting opening night live to be a bit flat. The year before, it had been kind of everything had been announced. PlayStation had brought the PS5, Xbox had brought the Series X. We'd had all of the games content, all of the news leading up to the releases. So the big conferences had kind of taken everything, which meant opening night live last year was a bit flat. This year it started with Halo content that Xbox just randomly didn't have. Midnight Suns first announcement, and there was another one at the beginning that was quite big. So opening night live I thought was pretty decent, but yeah, Xbox.
Saints Row.
That was it. Yeah, Saints Row's first announcement. I mean, there was a lot of negativity on that, which I didn't mind.
I agree with it, by the way.
Oh, the negativity.
I mean, I'm not sure if you want me to talk about it because we were talking about supposed to be talking about the PlayStation event, but
No, go through it. It all adds context. So yeah.
all right. Basically, I'm not sure. Did you make a podcast on this subject before or no?
We did live watch-alongs. So
Okay.
we watched the opening night live and the Xbox conference.
All right.
But yeah, jump in.
Well,
Go.
personally, I haven't cared about Saints Row since number 2. Now, I did play 3 and 4, but after it became so like, oh, there's aliens and then you become superhero and stuff like that, I haven't cared for it as much. I thought Saints Row 2 rivaled GTA 4. That's how close it became because GTA 4 was probably one of the weakest GTAs I've played. And
Unless you like to
when
go
it came,
bowling with your cousin, then you can do a lot of that.
and yeah, exactly. And the driving, they tried to make it too realistic. It just became not fun when GTA was all about causing mayhem, having fun, and that's it, really. Just making your own adventure. But GTA 4 tried to go the realistic route, and that kind of spoiled GTA for me. While Saints Row 2 was there to fill the gap for that game. That game that's supposed to be GTA 4. And it was arcadey, it was crazy. You could customize your character, you could do so much crazy stuff, but it wasn't where it became so unrealistic like 3 and 4. And now this one comes out, which we wait, I think it's like 7 to 8 years between the last one, which was crazy. So hype levels were really high. We were hoping, oh, the reboot is going to go back to its roots, but it was like, I don't know what it is with developers these days, but it's like, I think it was Far Cry New Dawn with that purple color that's happening right now, and Agents of Mayhem. It's
There's
like,
nothing wrong with the purple colour scheme.
no, it's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know why they're going, like, why so many developers are doing that. Like, it just seems weird. It's like they're trying to follow Fortnite, if you know what I mean. Just
Yeah.
because Fortnite became so popular, that's what they're trying to do. So this Saints Row looks like it's a blend between Agents of Mayhem and Fortnite, because the characters aren't even from the previous Saints Row game. So I don't know. That's why a lot of negativity came about, and people were expecting it to go back to similar to GTA Saints Row 1 and 2, but obviously.
See, I mean, we used to work with Koch Media when they had Saints Row 3 and 4. So I've spoke with I want to say Jim Boone. I could be wrong. He's the lead creative from the dev team working on Saints Row, and it was kind of not an off the record conversation. It was just more an off the cuff conversation, and he was basically saying GTA is GTA, and Saints Row. Obviously, they don't want to try and compete with that, so they tried to differentiate. I didn't necessarily agree with where Saints Row went with 3 and 4. I didn't want to be the president trying to save the world. I wanted to be like you said. When I first played Saints Row, it was on the Xbox 360, and it was because I couldn't get my hands on GTA. I don't think it was out on the next gen. I can't remember what it was, but the first one I got, I'm running around in Stillwater as one of the Saints, basically playing a GTA alike. But GTA then obviously kicked on, became huge. And is it even possible to compete with GTA anymore? So I get where he was saying with, okay, we can't compete, so we will just do our... Well, he didn't say they couldn't compete, but that's essentially what he was probably saying. So we'll do our own thing. So they went and did something crazy and wacky with 3 and 4, which that lost me at that point in time. I wasn't interested in 3 or 4. Agents of Mayhem, played about an hour of it, gave up on it because it just wasn't for me. And I've kind of not thought about it since then. Whereas the trailer for that kind of gave me a feel that, okay, Saints Row is going to try and tell a bit of a story with its gameplay, which you played through the story as yourself in the first and second Saints Row. Obviously, after that, you then start to play through the storylines defined for you with their characters. So I kind of feel it crosses the bridge potentially for me. Bearing in mind, I don't know what it is. I've not seen much of it at this point in time, and it could be completely different to what I was expecting. But yeah, I was open to it. I don't think Saints Row could compete with GTA. Well, nothing could compete with GTA. So I'm open to the idea of them trying something different. Whether it satisfies what Saints Row fans want is a different story. But I think it has a better chance of doing that than Agents of Mayhem did, because that just didn't do anything really for the hardcore.
Oh, what
Saints
are
Row
you
fans.
seeing that is different from 3 and 4 that you saw in this new trailer? Actually, let me ask you this question. If there was no Saints Row title at the end, would it matter? Like, would you even think it's a Saints Row game?
They could have taken it off. Like as we were watching through that trailer, the only thing that kind of gave it, when I knew it was Saints Row, was when you saw the Fleur de Lis Saints Row emblem kind of thing at that point in time. Yeah. But it's kind of a bit of both. If that had not had Saints Row in it, I'd have probably enjoyed the look of it. If it did have Saints Row in it, the thing that kind of probably the enjoyment for me comes from the fact that it's getting back towards madness, but it's getting back towards where it was a little bit more successful. Not most successful, its most success was when it was a GTA alike. But they know that the world has changed in that sort of sense. To be a GTA alike now requires so much resource development time that they just can't compete with that. So they've gone back to what worked a little bit better. And that's kind of where it's a success for me, in terms of Agents of Mayhem, for me, was not a success in its slightest. So if they can go back to what they learned in 3 and 4, but try to give us something a bit how can we put it, less far out, but yeah,
You mean a bit more grounded?
Yeah, that's the way. Exactly.
Literally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No flying, just grounded.
Yeah, no superhero powers, a wub gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you know. Yeah. So, I mean, I appreciate what they were doing. They were leaning into the fact that they were being stupid. But purple dildos, okay, people like that. Let's just that can be the metaphor for 3 and 4. It's a massive purple dildo. But yeah,
But do you find it odd they are going against what their fan base wants? Because there is a split between 2 and 3, because some people enjoyed 3, don't get me wrong. Some people like 3, but a lot of people like 2 as well. I don't think many people like 4. That was just too much, I think. That was a bit too far-fetched. Like, with everything you can, might as well play Spider-Man at that point, you know what I mean? But there is a fan base between 2 and 3, and this one is edging more towards 3, I think. Or maybe it's even actually, I'm not going to say that. I don't know, because I haven't seen much of it, so it's too early to say anything about the game. But the way they revealed it was terrible, because after I watched the trailer, I didn't even know if you could customize your character. I had to read an article about that to know you could customize your character. You know what I mean? Like, why wasn't that in the reveal? Like, the reveal didn't show anything.
Yeah, they kind of one of the things we criticized heavily about the Xbox conference was the fact that they had some good content, but they filled it with dev chat, but too much dev chat, and it was probably a case of you can show that big sort of like blockbustery sort of teaser for Saints Row, but yeah, there was details missing. If you follow that up with a bit of dev chat, not the 12 minutes that Xbox were throwing in, just 3 minutes with one of the team working on the game, Deep Silver, is it still developing it? Then yeah, they can run through and say, okay, this is what it is, this is what you've seen, this is how it could work, this is how your character progression works. And yeah, definitely a little bit of a disconnect in that. But that's the danger of throwing it into the headline story on a white label conference, opening that live. There is no allegiance to any brand or anything in particular. You get your 3 minutes of fame and gone. So they did get the success of having premiere hosting up front first, but the downside of that is obviously you don't get the time to sit down and discuss.
Yeah, for sure. But also, the Xbox event had a lot of filler, like Age of Empires. Love that game. But why are they giving us a history lesson in the middle of a gaming convention? Like, that's interesting, but it's not the time or the place for it. Do you know what I mean? Like, why would they do that?
I mean, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised to sit there and get a history lesson looking at trebuchets and how they... No, not interested. Not interested. Get it out.
I mean, but that's what I mean. Like, there's a time and place for it, and not at a gaming convention. It's like Ubisoft starting with Just Sing, but that's become like the tradition, you know, when they start off with just dancing and stuff like that.
Yeah, if it's not Rabbids going crazy, it's BB Rexha on Just Dance at E3. Yeah, that's the one.
But yeah.
So looping back into THQ Nordic then. So that's the topic we were discussing at that point in time. So THQ Nordic has never done this kind of thing before. What are your thoughts on having another conference in the calendar? Is it obviously you say you've been kind of underwhelmed with the conferences? Actually, before I jump on that, I'll jump back to the chat slightly because there has been contrasting comments. Where was it? Asim says, I disagree. E3 stuff was mostly good, especially Xbox. The PlayStation 1 will be big. You have to remember this isn't a normal year. Okay? You can't expect big hitters announced every single event. That's not sustainable or doable. Gaming and business doesn't work like that. Bibi says E3 was kind of propped up by Xbox, in my opinion. Gamescom was good as well. People want that. And chat's gone. We get the idea. We get the idea.
Yeah.
So obviously, we can't expect big hitters all the time. Should we drop conferences? Is THQ Nordic getting into the ring? Is that another conference that we're just going to get more stale information on? Is this another exciting avenue for Outlook? What are your thoughts?
So what IPs do they have left? Because I remember them selling some and then buying them again. I can't even remember like what games they have left.
I mean, I could be wrong, and I probably am wrong.
Darksiders still with them? Like, I don't...
I was going to say I could. So they've got Biomutant, Destroy All Humans, Wreckfest, Darksiders. Yep. I was trying to remember. I thought they had Dead Island, but that's Koch Media, not THQ. So
that's what I mean. There's not much to expect from them unless they, show a new IP, which would be good because I'm not a big fan of the IPs right now. You know what I mean? So I don't know. We need something big from them. I think they used to have WWE, but that's with 2K now. So
Yeah, WWE was THQ when it was THQ before they went under, and then that's when Koch Media and Nordic Games came in, and they basically split it down the middle.
Yeah.
So yeah, after that point, no one picked up WWE, and 2K picked it up and ran with it. So we'll see, yeah, see where they go with that. I
And
mean,
that's having problems as well. By the way, they delayed it till February, which is the first time I've ever seen a WWE 2K game come out in the new year rather than in winter.
yeah,
And that took a year off as well. Don't forget.
yeah, we covered that one last week. Asim in the chat
Okay.
won't be able to talk on that one because he's from 2K, but we yeah, so they. It's the first time in 20 years that a WWE game has released in that window. It was like one of the original ones on PS2, I think, back in the day, was that last released in that sort of point in time. See, that doesn't necessarily stream problems to me. That is obviously when they switched to visual concepts. The last game had its issues, and it had a lot of issues. They've taken a year away, which is a big step for any annual release game. Imagine if like a FIFA just suddenly disappearing for a year. That's a lot of revenue disappearing. So to do that is a big, it's a big hit to the pocket. So they've done that and then releasing a little bit later on. Is that a case of they're having problems, or is that just a case of okay, they want to make sure it's right? And releasing in October would give problems. Releasing in February, or was it February? Yeah, releasing in February means that there isn't problems. I mean, I'm going to take it as a good thing in terms of if it's not coming out in October like WWE games usually do, then there's a reason for that. There'd have to be. And if they've already taken 12 months away, then what's an extra 5 months or whatever it is on top of that? 4 months.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could play each side. Like, it could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. We won't know till the game's out.
Yeah. I mean, it's looking good so far, though, from the trailers, from what I've seen. Yeah. So, what do you guys think in terms of Company of Heroes 3? Says Madge. I mean, these games don't speak to me in that sort of sense. We will probably do a watch along for this when the THQ Nordic showcase does come along. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, is this another one of those sort of brands getting involved because they feel like they need to get involved rather than having something specific to offer? I mean, that said, the article does say they have 6 new game announcements. They're bringing back franchises that have been away for decades, so they could just have 1 or 2 major announcements. If they have a 60-minute presentation and it's not 2 hours, which obviously it's only one studio, you can't feel it can manage that kind of length of time. So 60-minute studio that has 2 major IPs, 3 or 4 like sequels, and then just updates elsewhere, that could be a nice enough show. And it's their 10-year anniversary, so that could be a nice celebration of games for me. I'm open to the idea of that. It's definitely not going to be punching what PlayStation is punching. I mean, if we've got God of War Ragnarok or whatever it's going to be called when they confirm the title, if they've got Gran Turismo 7, if they've got Horizon Forbidden West, plus whatever Andy from VGC was teasing elsewhere, in that has to be an absolute big showcase. So
What
yeah.
do you think it is?
What the stuff that he's teasing? I've no idea. I mean, I don't know if you saw me talking about that on screen. Actually, I've still got it open on screen. So let me just open this up. So
What does the chat think it is?
Yeah, actually, good question. What do you guys think? So if you missed it, if you weren't here earlier, Andy Robinson from VGC tweeted that a new showcase event was coming next week. That got 3 retweets, 25 likes. An hour later, he tweeted that he's been told that there are some super announcements in this. 441 retweets, 2.6 thousand likes. Big difference from his first one. So is there something we don't know? Is he just feeding the rumor mill? What do you guys think? Next Gen Base says, insert Mourinho's "if I speak" gif here. So people know. I mean, that's kind of the thing.
One sec, my bell's ringing. I'll be back.
No worries. So yeah, people know. Next Gen Base knows there is something coming, which adds to the excitement for me. Something is coming next week. People know. People want to talk about it. 441 retweets worth of wanting to talk about it. So exciting, potentially. Next Thursday, by the way, we will be doing... is it next Thursday? It is next Thursday. Yeah, next Thursday we will be doing a live watch along. So if anyone does want to set reminders for that, do join us 9 p.m. BST, myself and Bib and A and others, good buddies, will join us in the stream. So if you do want to see that stuff, do feel free to join us there. Also, I want to shout out to Itani. If you don't know who Itani is, he did mention it. He is a FIFA content creator. I've known him for quite a while. This is the first time he's ever jumped in on stream, though. As you can see from his stream setup, obviously not just a FIFA content creator, but big fan of Pokemon. Yeah, look at those displays in action. Nice. It's not a delay with WWE. It's fake satellite link. They're hiding backstage with a steel chair. Yeah, exactly. I was midway through the reply and release that, but actually, let me scroll back up whilst the town is not here. Yeah, when Gray doesn't have his cap on, the glare from the bald spot is blinding. Touche. Although Tito did satisfy me the other day, not like that, by telling me that it's just a normal crown. So I'll take it. But yeah, there you go. To be fair, if I am going bald, it's not even the back of it's the hat hair at the front that ruins it. That's the stuff I need to look out for. He's back. Oh, and he's muted.
My bad.
Are
you ready for this?
Yeah, go on then. Let's go for it.
What's going to be revealed, and the announcement he's talking about, is the remakes of GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas. Yes or no?
Ooh. I'm going to say no. I want it.
It did. GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas was on the PlayStation. Remember that.
Yeah, I don't. It could be, and I would be absolutely excited if it was. If they remade, even if they just did one of them, if they did Vice City or San Andreas, either of those games just absolutely punch. And I think
So you didn't read about the rumors that they are getting remade, or?
Yeah. I think it was Bibby that covered it initially. I'm not sure. Is it just like hearsay? Like if we've got GTA 5 coming to another platform and they're wanting to build off the back of that, it could work. I mean, I can see for and against. So if you've got GTA 5 is obviously not on live support by any means, but it's at the tail end of its life cycle. You kind of want to start the build up towards what would be GTA 6 or whatever they call it. Is releasing all the titles a good way to do that? You can argue, yes, it is, but you can also argue, actually, it's a little bit of a distraction. So that's the bit I'm not sure about. I would have thought from Rockstar history that they wouldn't have muddied the waters before a new release. That said, if it's not going to be released in the next 18 months, then that's not muddying the waters. That's just getting people talking again. So,
the rumor has been said that it's coming out towards the end of this year. That's how soon the remakes.
I mean,
coming out.
That would be big, though. That would be big. I mean, I expect some GTA news next week because of the exclusivity. It's not GTA Online, is it? Or is it the single player that they had that PlayStation gets some sort of exclusive? I can't remember what it is for Xbox. It's like a month or 3 months of exclusive. So there will be something in there. If anyone in the chat does have that information, do feel free to share. We have covered it previously, but I can't remember which one it was. GTA Vice City, the best to ever do it, says Vern. Back to alert mode. It's amazing. Soundtrack alone. Those three of GTA games would be hype as fuck. I mean, just having the PS5 exclusive, whatever it is for GTA 5 in there, would be a big headline on its own. But if they do drop all of those three, then it would be big. I mean, that said, it would be big. It's probably not the same as new IP, though. So if PlayStation drops something first party in there, then I think that would be earth-shattering compared to that. But I absolutely could see a massive revival of... I mean, Twitch is just going to be taken over with... Vice City and San Andreas playthroughs. I mean, even Bibby was streaming a PC mod of Vice City on our channel about 3 or 4 weeks ago. So there's definitely a lot of hunger for it out there.
Do you want to hear a more realistic one then?
Go on then.
Naughty Dog was tweeting a couple of days ago about hiring for multiplayer, if you remember that.
Factions.
So I'm guessing they want to bring in that into the event, showcase that maybe, because Last of Us 2 was missing the online aspect of that. So
yeah, I mean, I think that was confirmed, or maybe I don't. It was last week when I was off. I thought I saw a headline saying Naughty Dog have essentially confirmed that that's kind of what they were looking for, even though they haven't specifically announced it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did see some Last of Us factions for The Last of Us 2. It was going to be in initially, and then they stripped it out, whether that was a time resource thing or not. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That I would say that one is more likely than a GTA collection for me, but we could still get both. Next Gen Base says, I would doubt it's GTA. My guess is that GTA stuff will be a basic remaster rather than a full remake, but yeah, that's not enough to hang a conference on. No, I think their first party titles will definitely be enough to hang the conference on. That sort of stuff would just take it next level kind of stuff if it came in. If they take years
let me challenge that as well. The rumor was they're using Unreal Engine for the remakes, so that is brand new everything.
See, that's where I would start to go, nah, I'm not sure. I mean, that would be huge, but that's the amount of work in there. I mean, has there been any sort of conversations regarding Unreal previously? I mean, is that where the future of GTA is going to be looking? Are they looking at GTA 6 on an Unreal? Obviously, we don't even have GTA 6 confirmed, so we can't answer that question. But I don't know.
We know they're making it. We just don't know when it's coming out.
Yeah, true. New engine doesn't mean new game, though, says Next Gen Base. I mean, depending on how that works, yeah, you can essentially drop it into a new engine. You basically just need to connect your 1 to your A, and then it can fill in the gaps between it. So you could essentially get it running on a new engine. That's usually where if you're going to get bugs and glitches, that's where that sort of stuff comes from, a porting process. But I don't know. I'm still going to say I don't believe that to be true. I think I want that to be true. So I'm going to say it's not true because I want it to be true. A full remake of 3 games is going to be hugely time intensive. Yeah, exactly. I mean, unless they've been working on it for a few years already. But yeah, I'm going to say no. I think it's more likely that we will see big first, maybe some third-party stuff as well, but I'd see it being more likely that way. So
let me ask you, what first-party studios haven't done anything for a while now? Like we know it, like Ghost of Tsushima that was worked on. I don't expect anything from them anytime soon, right?
I mean, they've just released DLC like last week.
Director's cut.
Yeah, so yeah, I doubt that we'll see anything from those guys. I mean, we've got Guerrilla, which is working on Horizon, so it's not really going to be Guerrilla. Bend, they're the ones that wanted to make Days Gone 2. That kind of got dropped. So will they have anything like from 3 months ago to now? I'm not sure. Housemarque, they've just been bought and just made Returnal. So maybe we could see Returnal DLC, but I'm not sure we'd see something new. London Studio, I don't know what London Studio been working on. Insomniac made Miles Morales. I mean, Insomniac could be a good one in the fact that...
Did they make Ratchet and Clank just recently, though?
They did, yeah. Good shout. The reason I was tying Insomniac in is it was in the comments. I don't know if you heard it as you went for to Enter the Door. So Andy Robinson's second tweet talking about super announcements. People in the comments said that had included Miles Morales and Spider-Man imagery within there. So Insomniac, if they release Miles Morales in time for the launch of PlayStation, they can clearly work quickly with the assets and the engine and things that they have there in place already. Obviously, so many games have been pushed back to get launch. They had no issue hitting launch. So they can not churn out games, but make games fast. Could we be seeing another game in that universe, potentially?
I think that's more far-fetched than the GTA rumor, to be honest.
Do you really?
Yeah, that's way too soon.
Yeah. I mean,
the biggest gap is the Naughty Dog gap, which is Last of Us 2 till now. That's the only one I can see. Other studios, who's even left? I think Gran Turismo, definitely going to get shown because it's close now.
Yeah, Polyphony. I think Gran Turismo is a dead cert. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see some Last of Us stuff, like you say, Naughty Dog being quiet. Sucker Punch. What have Sucker Punch been working on recently? I'm going to Google. Does anyone know what... you've got Bend, Housemarque, Guerrilla, Santa Monica. Santa Monica will be there with God of War, surely. So you kind of feel like that. Japan, London,
Wait, isn't
Insomniac.
Sucker Punch the Ghost of Tsushima?
Ah, yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, it does kind of whittle it down. So we've got Naughty Dog as a probably. We've got Santa Monica as a probably. We probably will get some Sucker Punch mentions, but probably just talking about what's just come out. Yeah, I don't know.
I've remembered one. Do you think Blue Point Games is making another remake? Because that's what they actually usually do. The last one they remade was Dark Souls, and that's like a year plus now.
They were rumored to be working on something recently. I can't remember what that one was now. We had them being... What was it?
Not Dark Souls, sorry, Demon Souls.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Blue Point Games are working on something else. They've done big games. They've done obviously Demon Souls, Metal Gear in the past, Uncharted. I wouldn't be surprised if they're working on something else. There was rumors not
Shadow
too
of the
long
Colossus
ago.
As well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. You heard it here first. There you go. That's it. So, yeah. I mean, do you know? I could see a big mix of all of that. I wouldn't be surprised if we got something from any of those. I wouldn't be surprised if we did see. No, I would be surprised if we did see the 2K Rockstar. Should I say? What's the word I'm looking for? Grand Theft Auto. There we go. I couldn't remember the name of it. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I would be surprised, but I'd be quite happy to see it. It wouldn't be completely out of left field. I just don't expect it. Yeah. But you never know.
That would break the internet, though. If that actually happens, it would break the internet.
I mean, it would break our channel, because how are you going to stream Vice City without the soundtrack on? DMCA's for Toto Africa every 5 seconds. Fuck.
I mean, you could turn off the radio at least.
Why would you do that? Well, you just have to use that thing we were speaking about OBS, like getting the sound onto the stream but not onto the VODs, and then hoping nobody's paying attention.
Yeah. To be honest, that game you would need to play it off stream first time, and then play it when you don't care anymore.
Yeah.
On stream.
That's the thing, though.
It's just sometimes I would play GTA game. I would be driving to a mission, but because the song is so good, I would stay in my car till the song is finished, and then I go into the mission.
Yeah, you just suddenly find yourself going down streets and then giving yourself mini missions. I'm gonna see how quick I can get around this block, just so I can hear the end of. What was it? Oh, I remember what it was. It was San Andreas, not even Vice City. There was a country song that I'd never heard before, and it's like I've been riding through the desert on a horse with no name, and it was just one of those songs that earwormed me, and I just find myself driving around the back of Beyond forever just so I can listen to the end of the song. Yeah, I'll take some of that, please. That's the thing, though. How do you compute that into a modern environment? Like, if you're on Twitch, part of the reason your Twitch viewers are watching is because you're playing that game, and part of the reason they're watching you playing that game is because they want that experience. That's going to be a difficulty. Is how do we get through that? There's no way that Rockstar. I mean, yes, they have a lot of money, but for if we had a remake, would they invest that much into getting licenses? That, I mean, is that even a thing? Can they buy a license to a song to be used in a game? And I've no idea. So, yeah.
I mean, they had to patch all their current games on PC because a lot of the licenses ran out.
I mean, that's the thing as well, because I usually think I'm just going to license a song for 10 years. 20 years ago, licensing a song in a video game for 10 years was a stupidly long time, but we'll pay for it anyway. Now games live forever, so it wouldn't surprise me that it has all of it patched out, and then you just get synth sounds like the copyright free sort of music that you'll get on Twitch's audio library kind of thing. Some of that stuff just kind of like plugged in instead. Tito says, don't forget Blue Box Studios. Maybe we'll hear more about their Silent Hill. I mean, just their game. Yeah, we're not going to hear anything from them. That abandoned, the sooner it's abandoned, the better for me. I remember the PT demo for the Silent Hill game that never was. A shame, as that's one of the best demos I've ever experienced. That was ridiculous, that demo. Anyway, let's put a pin in those stories. So PlayStation, THQ, we'll put a pin in those. We'll move on. We do have Horizon Forbidden West and a little bit of FIFA, which it's good at having Itani on because he'll offer insight that I don't have. But the next story, I'm full screening on the wrong screen. The next story that we have is this one. VG247, Steph Nunneley has the next story. Horizon Forbidden West collectors and digital editions have been detailed. The Regala edition is pretty cool. I'll try skip through this because it's quite a long article. Although a lot of it is bullet pointed stuff, but there is some controversy surrounding this. So let me jump in. Collectors and digital deluxe versions of Horizon Forbidden West will be released, and each offering is available now for pre-order. Those who pre-order any physical or digital edition of the game, including standard, will receive the Nora Legacy outfit and spear to use in the game. You will be able to redeem these via the PlayStation Store. The 4 editions announced today are Digital Deluxe Edition, Special Edition, Collector's Edition, and the Regala Edition. You can find out more about the offerings below. For those who just want the Standard or Special Edition, you should know that you are not offered dual entitlement for either version. Sony says in order to get both the PS4 and the PS5 version of the game, you will need to purchase the Digital Deluxe or other edition of the game. So here we are. Ooh. You can see Standard Special Edition comes in case with a steelbook and a physical disc copy, either for PS4 or PS5, which also features the digital soundtrack. Digital Deluxe Edition is cross-gen and a PS Store exclusive. It comes with the game, PS4 and PS5 versions, some outfits, other digital items. Then there's the Collector's Edition, which gives you PS4 and PS5 versions. No, actually, I'm assuming that's it has PS4 and PS5 versions, but you buy separate. I'm assuming. Feel free to correct me if that's wrong. Horizon Forbidden West Steelbook and case, a download code for the game, some artwork, and a statue, plus some other items. And then there's the Regala Edition, which has PS4. Yep. It says digital PS4 and PS5 version, so I'm assuming you get both in that. Download code for the game will be supplied via a voucher in the box. More themes, more extra items, and a bigger statue than previously. Horizon Forbidden West continues 6 months after the events in Horizon Zero Dawn. In it, Aloy has travelled west to investigate a mysterious and deadly blight. In these lands, she will meet new tribes and encounter deadly machines. The game is out in February. Are you intrigued about Horizon?
First, I think it's PS4 digital, but PS5 disc.
Is that what it is?
That's what they mean. Yeah. If you see it in brackets after the PS4, and then PS5 doesn't have digital.
I mean, I did see people on social media yesterday complaining that the special editions didn't have disc at all. So I don't know if that's the case, because I was seeing that what's the point in getting the PS4 and PS5 versions as digital, but I don't actually. It's digital. The next gen basis in the chat. It's digital for both. I don't think the collection editions comes with discs. I did see people kicking off, and that's where the controversy. So they provide you, you got a special edition. They will give you a steelbook that you can mount on your shelf, but you get the game digitally. What? What?
That is terrible. And especially for the price they're marking it for, that is insane. $260 for the Ultimate. That's crazy.
I mean, the statue does look pretty cool, but yeah, it's $260. I mean, I'll bring this on full screen so you can see. If you couldn't see it in the article. So
that's a digital PS5, mate.
Exactly. Yeah. So you get a statue, some smaller pieces, an art book, a canvas map, some art cards, a steel book with no game, but you do get the game digitally. The disc only comes with this steelbook edition. Okay, let me click on this one, see what this one is. So that's the special edition. Full game, steelbook, mini art book, digital soundtrack. It's
so weird nowadays that you have to do research to know if a game you're buying comes in digital or disc. Like such a simple thing, but you need to know. It's so hard.
It's baffling. It's like why does it have to be so complex? Why are we in a world where upgrading moving forward? I guess some of it is probably system related. So we've spoken in the past about how Xbox have a really seamless upgrade format and PlayStation doesn't. There's probably some sort of technical restrictions in there, but that passing through to retail, it confuses me. Surely, if you're printing digital discs anyway, you're going through that process to make sure that they're printing physical discs. You're going through that process anyway. Physical discs exist, so they're not going to make millions of special editions. Probably thousands, maybe not even tens of thousands. So you just add on the cost to print another 5,000 discs or whatever it is to put in those boxes. I don't understand why there's that level of difficulty there.
Yeah, it is a weird decision, but I'm not sure. I don't know, like, the complications with shipping stuff these days after everything that's happened, because we seem to see that a lot with Pokemon cards as well. Lots of delays to manufacture, lots of delays to ship stuff on time, a lot of supply shortages. I don't know if it's like that with games, so I don't know.
I mean, that was my instinct was it's got to be something pandemic related. Surely, but I don't. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they've managed to have the Regala Tremotusk statue with 10 Akth warriors and statue. I've probably butchered the pronunciation of that. It's fine. We'll just pretend that's how it's supposed to be said. I mean, the fact that they've had those manufactured and made enough en masse to have those in the boxes, I feel like that's surely a harder process than doing what you do multiple times a year with your first party titles, let alone all of the other titles. So I'm not sure. I mean, Asim's put it quite poetically in the chat. Yeah, they've fucked this. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I agree there. I agree. Especially the dual entitlement thing when they originally said other stuff. It's a step up from the ridiculous collector's editions of games that didn't actually include the game. Yeah, that's true. There's been plenty of that stuff. Yeah, buy the box with the steelbook, but you don't get the game. You buy the game separately. What? Asim
Wait, is that true?
Yeah, I mean, Asim, there is a reason for that. Asim says that's done for collectors that don't want to open it to get the game out. It still feels a little bit odd to me in terms of if collectors were going to buy the game separately anyway, then you just put it in, so that way people can. So the collectors that want to open it and get all of the good stuff to put on display on the shelves then don't have to buy a separate game. So I get the logic there. I mean, like if you're a collector, you're going to get the game elsewhere anyway. But once you've got to that point and you're charging 200 and whatever quid for the collector's edition, the cost of the disc is kind of like almost incidental at that point in time. So to just put the disc in, it's strange. I get that. I just thought some of it was a bit of a piss take when they put them about 200 quid, even without having a digital code emailed to them. Yeah, no, I agree. I see the logic of not putting it in, but it just feels like it's that'll do solution, which doesn't work for me. So there you go. Horizon Forbidden West has multiple editions. I will drop the link to this in the chat if you want to see through those. The short end of the stick, though, is if you're buying the boxed special editions, you're only getting digital edition codes, which I did actually see. I think it might even be a voiceover artist, the guy that actually does the voiceover on our intro video. Anyone that's watched our intro video on the channel where you see Bateson with his face on camera and it goes, "Did you know Twitch has over 2 million channels?" That's voiced over by a guy called Vincent Fallow, who's done German voice acting in a number of top level video games. But it was him yesterday. He was complaining that he wanted to buy the special editions of Horizon and stuff, but he is the collector that opens the boxes and plays the games from there. So the fact that that doesn't have digital discs, just had digital codes, doesn't work with how he would like to display that. The Super Duper edition is sold out now, by the way. So what do we do now? Touche. Exactly. Okay, final news story of the day then. Let's jump into this one. As mentioned, Itani will have a little bit more input on this than I will, but we'll bring you the news anyway. Obviously, a lot of people watching this are football fans because of our links to PES and FIFA, naturally, by proxy. But this one is from Josh Coulson at the game, and it says FIFA 22's new last-minute celebration leaked. Scoring a goal in the last minute is going to really annoy your opponents this year. FIFA 22 will include a last-minute goal celebration that is sure to drive your opponents up the wall should they be forced to sit through it. It's almost that time of year again. That time of year when the FIFA you bought 12 months ago is replaced with an all-new installment. FIFA 22 will be here in less than a month with its release date slated for October the 1st, 2021. EA Sports has already revealed a number of details about the game, including an overhaul of its career mode, which will now let you build your very own club from scratch. Every edition of FIFA also tends to include a few new celebrations, usually lifted from the real footballing world. One of those new celebrations has leaked online, and you can check it out below. The clip shows Edinson Cavani scoring a last-minute winner before the game transitions into what is a chaotic aftermath. Not only are the fans in the Old Trafford stands going wild, but after Cavani slides on his knees towards the corner flag, his teammates sprint over and pile onto top of him, not just the ones near him at the time, but all of them, including those on the subs bench and even members of the coaching staff. The celebration appears to have taken place in career mode, but will likely happen when playing against friends and online against strangers too. Nothing will incite rage in a random person you're playing online more than making them sit through that after you've gone 3-2 up against them in the 96th minute. Then again, FIFA 22 will include a setting that allows you to watch your own players commiserating rather than your own players celebrating after a goal. So maybe they won't see it at all. As well as frantic last-minute celebrations and Creator Club, FIFA 22 will introduce hyper-motion controls. We'll leave all of that for now. We don't need to go through that stuff. We've spoken about that. But last-minute celebrations. I mean, I don't know how much you can talk. I'm assuming you've probably got some sort of beta access and there's things that you can and can't say. So obviously, just say what you're comfortable with. But what are your thoughts?
From lost to my knowledge, you could skip these. Like, if you hold X long enough, you could actually skip these. But not enough people know about this for some reason. Because they'll be tapping X and it doesn't skip. But if you hold it for the last minute celebrations, it does skip it. So I don't know if it's the same with number 22, because it's always the same. The beta to the final release of the game is completely different. I don't know why they even do the beta, but maybe it's a stress test or something like that. But for the final release, it's always different.
For those watching live on Twitch or on YouTube, the video is playing now if you want to see that, by the way. Although it's out of date already because Cavani's got number 7, so awkward. Mr. C says, yep, you can skip. Damn it, I broke beta rules. I didn't even know you could. Yeah,
you just hold it.
I'm just watching Cavani peeling away now.
To be honest, it's not that long like they made it out to be.
Yeah, it's kind of nice because for me it's basically the match is over without the match being over. Yeah, you still have to obviously go back to the kickoff and the ref's got to blow his whistle, but at that point, game's done. So it's a cinematic way to shut out a game. So it's never been an issue for me.
I'm gonna be honest. Celebrations I don't care about them as much. Like, I take the time to drink water or do something while that is happening. If he skips it, he skips it. Even when I score, I just skip my celebration. I just want to start playing again.
I can't
be bothered for celebrations. Yeah. So if someone does wants to watch that celebration, just hold X and I don't know.
There you go.
It's a story of a non-story, really.
Well, do you know what? It's news. People want the FIFA 22 news, so that's what it is. Well, it's quite a lot of non-stories at this kind of timing, yeah. But that is the end. Heard FIFA 22 plays and looks great this year. Good things I'm hearing, says Enix. Asim's redacted himself because he's not allowed to say stuff. Jack says, I hope so, but I've seen the same outcome for 3 years now. Oh, we get these conversations all the time. We have the same ones with Pez as well. But yeah, that's it. Thank you very much to Itani for jumping as a surprise guest host. Even though Bibby doesn't even know that he's sat in his home. He's not actually sat in Bibby's home, by the way. That's just on the screen. That's where Bibby usually would be sat. I just didn't have the time to change it because we were already on stream. But appreciate you dropping in, Itani. If you do want to jump in any other time, then now I know that you're happy to talk. Then yeah, we'll loop you in for some extra shows, maybe some watch-alongs or something.
Maybe after the PlayStation event, if you guys talk about that, I'll be happy to jump in and give you my thoughts as well.
Nice. Well, we will be doing the PlayStation watch along next Thursday live. So if you're around next Friday, then we'll get you back in for the sequel.
I'll be in Spain. But maybe next time.
Okay, maybe the week after. Well, anyway, thank you. Appreciate you dropping in, bud. Have a good one.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
No worries. It's been a pleasure. Take care. Hey, there we go. Special guest host, Itani. Thank you very much for that. You love to see it. Let's get rid of the discussing now. Nice. Itani breaking in to be on the scoop. Yeah, exactly. You love to see it. I usually reach out when Bibby's off. I usually reach out. I mean, you've seen Mr. T, you've seen Enix, you've seen Shaw at some point in the past. All jumped in with guest spots this week because I was only back in on Wednesday after being out of office last week. I didn't know what my week was going to be like, so I just didn't bother reaching out to other people. So it was nice to have someone to bounce conversation off for the scoop. Nice guest host. Cheers for that, Itani. Once again, I appreciate it. I ain't getting no scoop. We'll get you in. What you doing next week? We'll bump Bibby off. I mean, it works better without Bibby anyway. Oh shit, is Bibby still here? No? Okay, no. I am going to drop off though. I will be back on at some point today. Maybe shortly, maybe a little bit later on. Probably playing PUBG. Itani's actually the cat that's always at Bibby's window. That's how he got in. Yeah, there is no Coco. There is only Itani. Maybe that's it. Yeah, I'm going to drop off though. I will be back on this afternoon, probably playing PUBG, so do feel free to join me back again for that. If you haven't already, do feel free to hit follow on the channel. That way you get notified when we go live, not only for the scoop at 10 a.m.-ish in the morning, but also the afternoon streams too. Do feel free to drop a follow to get those notifications. If you want to help shape our show, stepping into Bibby territory now, this is the bit that Bibby does. If you want to help shape our show, you can do. Feel free to share the news with us by dropping your stories into our Discord or firing it at us on social media. Shout out to Tito for dropping the links in the chat. We are Ice Cream Uploads across all social media, and the link to our Discord is in the chat. Just give us the stories that you want us to talk about. Drop us the link, give us your thoughts and impressions, and we will give you our thoughts and impressions on the very next show. The next one of these will be on Monday at 10 a.m.-ish, as it is always the ish, obviously. Will be nice to get games in soon, especially as we're both PlayStation. Absolutely, Jack. Yeah, definitely. I saw Slaps as well, saying something similar earlier on. There's quite a few people I do need to jump into some games with. So, Jack, yeah, I'd love to jump into some games. Slaps too. Anyone else? If you want to jump in some games, if you see me on stream, feel free to drop in. More often than not, if I'm playing solos, it's not because I want to play solos. It's just because that's what's the easiest thing to jump in. I'm always open for guests. So, yeah, nice. That's it from me, though. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend, ladies and gentlemen. If I don't see you back for some PUBG this afternoon, and in true ice creamy fashion, remember to stay frosty.